In its third year, Snowflake is yet again taking to the desert to choose this year's grand winner. The 2023 submission pool was the largest to date, twice as many submissions as last year, with entries that spanned the globe. For the first time ever, our top 3 finalists will battle it out live from the show floor at Snowflake Summit, where the data cloud ecosystem will watch and cheer them on. There is nowhere to hide. Who will come out on top? Will it be Honeydew, Maxa, or Samantha AI, walking away with the grand prize of an investment of up to $1 million, visibility and mentorship from publicly listed companies on the New York Stock Exchange? Well, that's what we're here to find out. They will be judged by a formidable group of industry experts who will leave no stone unturned. Benoit Dageville, Denise Pearson, Chuck Atkins, and Brad Gerstner.
Which founder leads the team, has the product vision, and go-to-market strategy to use the capital to develop the next leading application on Snowflake?
The countdown is over. The anticipation is at a breaking point, and the show lights have been turned on full. Las Vegas, please make some noise. The 2023 Snowflake Startup Challenge starts right now. Hello, Snowflake Summit, and welcome to the grand finale of the 2023 Snowflake Startup Challenge. Las Vegas, how are we feeling out here? My name is Ryan Green, anchor for Data Cloud Now, and I am thrilled to be back hosting this year's finale. In true Snowflake fashion, we've yet again raised the stakes. And this year, we've partnered with the iconic New York Stock Exchange to create a connection of a lifetime. For the first time ever, in an effort to show up big for the Data Cloud ecosystem, Snowflake has brought the competition live to the show floor at Summit. How does that sound? Listen, the future of data collaboration is playing out all around us. And what better way to highlight the next wave of innovation than to have everyone participate in the finale? Hundreds of startups applied from around the world, and today we'll meet the 3 finalists and pick the grand winner. As we mentioned, the winner and finalists may receive up to $1 million in investments from Snowflake, mentorship from industry leaders at NYSE-listed companies, along with global exposure, and the opportunity to ring the NYSE bell. Trust me, folks. Having spent a decade at the NYSE prior to my time at Snowflake, the experience gained from mentorship, in addition to the opportunity to stand on the Bell podium, is truly an opportunity of a lifetime. For over 230 years, the New York Stock Exchange has long been the envy of the world. And over those 2 centuries, innovators, dreamers, and titans of industry have launched businesses that have changed the world. Which brings us to today. One of these 3 finalists will walk in the footsteps of giants. And while this finale is taking place here in Las Vegas, it's truly just the beginning. So, first off, let's cover judging criteria. The 4 main areas our judges will be evaluating our finalists are as follows: overall business potential and market opportunity, innovation and the uniqueness of what they built, how they leverage Snowflake's data cloud, and most importantly, the team. For our audience with us today, we brought it to the show floor, so we fully encourage your participation. So make your presence known and cheer on your favorite founder-led team. Okay, the stage is set. Las Vegas, are we ready to bring out the judges? I asked Snowflake Summit, are we ready? All right. Please make some noise for one of Snowflake's founders and president of product and a 3rd-time Snowflake Startup Challenge judge. Please give it up for Benoit Dageville. Benoit, great to have you back. For the 3rd Startup Challenge finale, I have to ask, what's top of mind for you, Benoit?
It's always an amazing product, so an amazing application, and of course the team. I love, to see the team. So that's my 2 main criteria.
Listen, we're looking forward to it, Benoit. Please take a seat. All right, next up, the architect of the Snowflake Startup Challenge and also a third-time judge. Please, Las Vegas, make some noise for Snowflake's Chief Marketing Officer, Denise Pearson. Denise, welcome back. Brand and visibility is essential in order to be competitive in today's hyper-competitive landscape. What's top of mind for you today?
I mean, it takes a lot more than a great product, and I'm going to look at these teams' ability to execute on the sales and marketing side as well.
Looking forward to it.
Thank
Denise,
you.
please take a seat. All right, 2 judges down. Next up, we have an investment titan and the founder and CEO of Altimeter. Please get loud for Brad Gerstner. Brad, great to welcome you to the Snowflake Startup Challenge. Investing is your bread and butter. What are you looking for in these pitches today?
Well, the first thing that strikes me is these 3 companies aren't much smaller than Snowflake was when we invested in it over a decade ago. Pre-product, pre-revenue, and look at this extraordinary platform that they've created. We also are investors in several businesses that are already big businesses that are native applications on Snowflake. Businesses like Samua, businesses like Sigma, partners like DBT and Tabular. And so we have a team here that literally is fanned out because there are dozens of incredible companies getting started here, building on top of the Snowflake platform. So it's not just here. We're scouring and looking for the next big companies that are going to build on this world-class platform.
Brad, looking forward to it. Please take your seat. All right, last but certainly not least, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Snowflake has partnered with the New York Stock Exchange, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome the CIO of the NYSE, Chuck Atkins. Chuck, data runs everything we do, including the world's largest equity markets. What's top of mind for you?
Yeah, when I evaluate technology to use at the NYSE, I think about 3 things primarily: security controls, the reliability and performance, and how it's going to scale. Since all the finalists are built with Snowflake, those aren't big concerns for me today. So I'm really thinking about the team that's there who's going to support the technology. I'm going to be looking at their roadmap and how innovative they are for the customers that they're going to serve.
All right, Chuck, please take a seat. Our judges are clearly ready. But audience, are you ready? Come on! Woo! Do we think it's time to bring out our first finalist?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's do it. All right, all the way from Israel, they have a shared source of truth for data teams living in Snowflake. By using them, data teams can support more data users without more engineers or compromising on integrity. Las Vegas, please make some noise for Honeydew.
Today, we are looking for snow in Israel.
We're going to see snow.
I found some snow.
Where?
Let's see. Salt, not snow.
I'm David. I founded an analytic acceleration company. I learned that the data problems of analysts are larger than just performance.
I'm Ron. I spent 7 years analyzing consumer behavior in fashion. I learned most CMOs don't have data they trust.
I'm Baruch. I build AI products for thousands of customers at Salesforce. I learned that everyone calculates metrics like MRR differently.
We're working.
Do you know what I like about coding here? It's the Dead Sea. There are no bugs here.
We started a year ago, growing from our shared experience in data. Our goal is to help analysts by creating a shared truth for all data teams.
Thank you for having us here. You know, this is my first time in Vegas, and I always wanted to come here and see the shows, but I never expected to be the show.
Me neither.
Totally.
Hi, great to be here. My name is David. This is Liron, Baruch, my co-founders, and we are Honeydew. And we'll start this with a show of hands. Who here has ever been to a business review meeting?
My favorite meeting.
So in that meeting, have you ever felt a number like revenue looks wrong? You're not sure where it came from, how it was calculated. It changed, and no one knows why.
Hell yes.
Thank you, Liron. So I was on both sides of that table. I was a founder. Before starting with Liron and Baruch, I built a data lake acceleration company. And it was acquired by Starburst. But I was also the analyst, building the numbers. You know, it's easy when you're small, like us. But then the company grows. Every 5 hours, another enterprise starts on Snowflake. And the key reason they do that is to grow. More data, more analysts, more. And the problem starts with scale. Speaking of scale, Baruch, you're at Salesforce. Want to take it from here?
Sure. My previous company got acquired by Salesforce. And at Salesforce, I've created Einstein for Sales. Now, the companies I worked with were huge. They had many, many people using data. Analysts, data engineers, business users. And they all struggled with shared semantics, with how things are defined. Now, let's have a simple example. David, how would you define a day in daily active users?
A day in daily active users? It's 24 hours, right?
Well, for Chuck at the New York Stock Exchange, a day might be 24 hours, but it also might be a trading day.
Right.
And you know, in fashion, it depends whether it's a physical store or an online store. And then midweek and weekends can be totally different. I was a founder before, and in my previous company, I was working with fashion brand CMOs. I remember them counting users in order to take important decisions. And it was really frustrating seeing all this advertising money being thrown away, and just because of miscounting users.
Miscounting users? Miscounting users is about agreeing on semantics. You know, we think that the biggest transformation of the decade is that ability to have all the shared data in one place for everyone. But then you have a lot of data users, and it's hard. You have to be able to handle those shared semantics at a scale. Snowflake, this is the home for shared data. And Honeydew, this is the home for the shared semantics.
And at Honeydew, what we've created is a collaborative semantic layer. It means that we make sure that metrics like active users or revenue are always counted right.
Now, you know, this is a hard technical problem. Companies try to solve this today by hiring more and more engineers. But this is not the way. With Honeydew, analysts can own their business domain, and they can move fast without waiting for the engineers. So every single company that grows will run into the challenge of scaling their semantics. And the earlier you solve it, the less of a monster this becomes.
Right. And then, you know, the more people use data, the more people use Snowflake. But think of it, it's so much more than that. Yes, Benoit, you talked about generative AI. And more people will leverage data, which means that more people will expect the right answer out of it. And that bridge that connects data and business, that's semantics. We Honeydew, the collaborative semantic layer, is the place for that. We're that shared definition that can power the different tools, the different teams, and the LLMs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job, Honeydew. Now let's open up for the Q&A section. Judges, what questions do you have?
So do you guys have any customers today?
Yes, we have about half a dozen active customers and half a dozen more different stages of pipeline.
And how many people are selling on the team?
Well, we are.
Okay, so the three, that's right. Founders should be selling now. And have you seen any use case emerge among those customers, or kind of like passions or aha moments for those customers that you think are replicable?
So I think most of our customers look like they have 5, 10, 20 data engineers, and 10 times more than that of data analysts. And a lot of the magic comes from the fact that analytics team are able to use data, interact with data, without being dependent on implementing a new pipeline. Because the semantic layer takes care of that. And so all our customers fit that profile. They're on Snowflake, they grew, so they're large enough to be in that problem space. And now they try to solve that. How they scale that?
What is your pricing model looking like?
So, sure. So we are SaaS. We take an annual or a monthly consumption fee. Right now we're a startup, so it's a fixed fee. But as we grow, it will be based on usage and users.
And will you have tools from the beginning that will let business leaders understand what the costs are going to be as they continue to use your product and grow with it so they can forecast out into the future?
You know, one of the beauties of having a central semantic layer is that it actually sees the actual flow. It doesn't chase the detail of the data, but it sees what's being used and where, which leads to the ability not only to create this shared source of truth, but as a consequent optimized cost and usage. Because now optimization follows how people actually use data rather than trying to anticipate how they will use it and optimize for that.
So I have a product question. So just very quickly, how the semantic layer is defined and then compiled in Snowflake?
So we have a way to define those definitions. It's like simple Lego blocks. So daily active user, you can define daily, you can define active, you can define user, you can define revenue. Then we compile the queries. We have an engine that compiles the actual queries that then go to Snowflake and then produce the results for the actual users.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honeydew. Las Vegas, let's hear it for them.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are off to a strong start. And next, we are yet again going international, and it's a pleasure to welcome our friends from the north, hailing from Canada. They allow financial and operations team to go from managing multiple systems of record to a single system of insight. Please make some noise, Las Vegas, for Maxa.
We stood up Maxa to solve an age-old problem of extracting ERP analytics, which is way too complicated for CFOs and finance teams. In my prior life, I saw this problem day in, day out for 15 years. With the advent of the Snowflake Data Cloud, the time was right to solve this challenge in a novel way. And that's when I shared with my brother.
Around that time, I was in California working for the same company for about a decade, and my wife became very pregnant, and we decided to think about moving back home. So I started chatting with Raphael, and I had been seeing the same exact problems, and I thought the time was right to fix it. So we dropped everything, we stood up Maxa, and we got to work.
Hello from Ukraine. My name is Ostap Andrusev. I'm doing analytics engineering here at Maxa.
I'm Darren Bullivant, and I'm Area Vice President of Sales here at Maxa.
I'm Enric. I'm the Vice President of Operation at Maxa.
My name is Brad Wing, and I've jumped on board with Maxa to lead growth, go-to-market, and marketing.
Previous to joining Maxa, I was 10 years at SAP, where I met some of the leading CFOs in the industry. One of the key challenges they always told me about was the fact that they were struggling to get insights out of their systems of record. I came to Maxa because we do that better than anything else I've seen on the market.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alexi.
I'm Raphael.
Yes, we are brothers. Judges, we are thrilled to be here to talk to you about Maxa. Maxa was born in the data cloud. Now imagine you were born with your natural abilities and then someone gave you superpowers. Well, that's how Raph and I feel about Snowflake. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Snowflake paved the way for us, right? If you remember the slides we've seen this week, starting with disrupting analytics, then data collaboration, and now disrupting app development. So how does this tie back to Maxa? Well, as you've seen in our intro, we've reinvented how ERP insights are made and consumed. So first of all, ERPs, if you're a little bit fuzzy about what that is, let's take a minute. So ERPs basically run the world's businesses. whether you're listed on the New York Stock Exchange or a mid-sized company with a booth here, you probably have an ERP. And they manage financial data, but also key operations workflows. And if you ask executives, what's my most valuable data at my company? Sometimes it's that. Often it's that. And at Maxa, we track about 1,000 ERPs that are active in the market. So Raf, who buys this?
Well, typically CFOs, chief financial officers, and their teams. And they're under a lot of pressure. They need to produce a lot of stuff, and they're looking for answers. And where are those answers found? Buried in ERP data. But there's a problem. The manual labor required to extract insights from ERP data and answer business needs remains astronomical. And let's be clear, all the advancements in data pipeline tools and fancy analytic platforms do not solve the pain. And on top of that, CFOs don't care about technology, they only care about outcomes. So how does Maxa help? Well, our superpowers allowed us to build a product that automates the financial and operational insights most CFOs need. Take, for instance, our telco customer. They get all their purchase order insights 10x faster. I bet Benoit's thinking that this does not solve the ugly underlying problem. And he's right. Remember that donut chart with 1,000 ERPs? Well, each one of them has a cryptic data schema, forcing financial teams to wrestle with manual data exports and a lot of Excel work to get the job done. So one of our, like one of our favorite customers used to say, I wish I could give my staff their weekends back. So Lexi, how do we give those weekends back?
What you need to do is have software that goes straight to the raw ERP data and can transform it to a data model that it's modern, easy to use, and truly universal. So take, for example, our transportation customer, a good old trucking company. They do a lot of M&A. So when they acquire a new company, effectively, they're acquiring a new ERP. So with Maxa today, they can onboard that system on day 2. So think about it. You have your automated reporting and insights running on top of multiple systems, as if they're all one and the same. The CFO, she gets her roll-ups instantly, but then she can go back and drill down and ask for questions and dig left and right and go back in time. They're having an absolute blast. And today, we're proud to unleash our new superpower. Everything you've just heard about Maxa can be wrapped and deployed directly to a customer's own Snowflake securely as a native app. Thanks. Amazing support from the Snowflake engineering team up to now. So the best example, our latest customer, Aerospace and Defense. It's very unlikely that a startup like Maxa could engage with these folks and sign significant contracts. And this is a game changer because Snowflake is creating a whole new breed of startups. We call them, Raf and I, the enterprise-grade startup. It means they move faster, they punch harder, way above their weight class. So to wrap up, and maybe Brad, you want to listen to this part. We started in 2020. We launched our SaaS product last year. We've now grown to 20 customers, 4 or 5 countries, many industries, and we're humming at a few $1 million of annual recurring revenue. And we're growing fast.
Data cloud fast. But we have one more thing. So on Monday's keynote, Frank and Jensen were making a great show, and Jensen suggested that all executives ask themselves 2 questions. What is my most valuable database? And if I had something intelligent between me and that data, what questions would I ask? Gen AI is Maxa's next superpower. So we've been working with select customers on Auto. Maxa Auto reinvents the way executives engage with ERP data. Self-serve, plain business English, powered by LLMs. But CFOs demand that insights and facts be 100% reliable, auditable, and accurate. No data getting out of the data cloud, and of course, augmented with industry vertical intelligence. And Maxa is delivering on these demands because Auto runs on Maxa and soon will run in Snowflake. So judges, do you agree with us? It's time for CFOs and their teams to get a new superhero.
Great job.
All right, judges, you know what time it is. Time to open up Q&A.
Yeah, so I think I agree with you. You said CFOs don't necessarily understand technology, they just want the answers. So I'm curious how you're going to sell into organizations where a lot of these tools like Snowflake and the ERP tools are run by the IT departments. So what is your strategy for engaging both the CFO organization but also the CIO organization?
Yes, so our current strategy, which we feel is extremely effective, is we talk business, we knock on the CFO's door, but as you know, ERPs typically service the entire functions of the company. So yes, we eventually gain champions in operations, supply chain, sales, marketing, other functions, but the door we go into is the CFO door, and it's been incredibly useful for us. And extremely refreshing for a tech company to be with a sort of a front end and front office that's talking business. It's a breath of fresh air for them.
Thanks.
I think I love this idea that Snowflake's enabling a whole new type of startup, an enterprise-grade startup. I totally believe that. In fact, we're investing in some. One of the advantages of that, of course, is it should be lower cost to get to market with some of the world's biggest businesses by building on top and taking advantage of the credibility that the governance of Snowflake brings, with their data. So you're at $4 million, or you've raised $4 million. Who'd you raise it from? How many employees do you have? And as you think about what your funding needs are going forward, how do you think about the efficiency of being able to scale the business?
Yes, okay, so great question. So we have 3 anchor VCs, main VCs in Boston. We love them, by the way, York. In terms of deployment of the capital going forward, we're trying to raise September, October timeframe. We've hired our sales team just a few months ago, and just Raphael and I thought we were, decent sellers, and these guys are just, killing it. So we're very focused on that strategy. We have all of our metrics in terms of conversion rates, blah, blah, blah. And now we just need to let the system operate, so to speak.
I would just encourage you, as you grow at this scale, it's not just about growth, it's about efficient growth and leveraging the platform so that you're bringing those customers in and staging your expense with your sales team, right, to really match that growth. But great job.
You have 20 customers so far. What have you learned, from those 20 customers? Any specific segments where you're successful? Where are you seeing the big opportunities here? Where's the focus in the next year to come?
I think the realization is we sort of separate the worlds into 2 worlds, mid-market and enterprise. In mid-market, what we can do is deliver something that used to cost $1 gazillion and an army of people at a single monthly fee. The problem goes away, and 2 weeks later, they're up and running. That's for the mid-market. There's nothing besides large internal teams that really gives a bang. For a large enterprise, what we're delivering them is speed. Right? They have all the money in the world, all the teams in the world. They've been trying to do this for 10 years, and then this company comes in and they get it done in a flash. And that for them is a revelation, and obviously they're willing to pay a price tag which has nothing to do with what the mid-market can support.
And what we've been seeing in the mid-market is winning in an industry in the mid-market gives you all the credibility. So suddenly when you go see the enterprise accounts, you're actually talking with their peers. You already have the use cases, you already have the data, you already know the business systems, you're already integrated, so you can really start doing some 10x value from the get-go.
Aerospace is one of the verticals where we've done particularly well, and the little guys and the big guys have the same problem. So there's a lot of commonality up the chain, even though they're theoretically very different organizations.
Great question, judges. Thank you so much, Snowflake Summit. Let's hear it for Maxa. Wow, 2 down and 1 to go. This is clearly anyone's game at this point. Listen, I clearly don't envy our judges here today, but jumping over to Europe for our final company, located in Germany, they are a platform that offers out-of-the-box AI services for semantic processing of text and data extractions. Please get loud for Samantha AI.
Hello, and welcome to Culture. We're the team from Samantha AI.
I'm the CEO of the company. I run vision and R&D, and still, as I used to be back in university, can play with the latest and greatest technology.
As a CEO, my focus on the financials and to make sure that we deliver a compliant product to meet the enterprise requirements our customers have.
My name is Malik. I'm one of the co-founder and CPO. In that role, I'm working closely together with our customer and partners to define the future of Samantha. As CTO, I'm in charge of the development team and responsible for producing high-quality cloud software.
Here we are, 2023, and are looking for a cooperation with Snowflake. The vision of the company is a world without information overload. Everyone has too much information. Essentially, we try to give you focus mode on your phone, but for your data. Working with Snowflake for us is a perfect match because Snowflake can access all the customer data, Streamlit can provide the corresponding UI, and we can semantically connect the dots within that data. Therefore, it's a match made in heaven.
So Samantha is focus mode for your customer data.
Hello everyone. It's incredible to be here and to present you Samantha, an AI that is set to transform the way we extract information, extract insights of unstructured data. But before we get there, get ready to be blown away by the CEO of Samantha with his visionary leadership and unbeatable charisma. He's like a rock star in the business world. Welcome, Sven.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very nice. Great. I owe you a beer at happy hour later. I was actually once touring as a musician, so that's kind of true story. I'm going to consider us a band now, okay? So there's one thing I learned as a musician is if you're being booked, you got to deliver, which is exactly how we got to know Snowflake. The first time we met, only a couple of months ago, we were trying to combine our technologies to solve a customer problem. And I said, hey, we're going to provide you a demo by Friday. And we said this very Monday we met for the first time. And deliver, we did. Now, what do? Words exist because of meaning. And once you've gotten the meaning, you can't forget the words. Just imagine a song. The very same song could mean different things for different people in the audience because you interpret it, you put it into context. That's exactly what Samantha is capable of doing. To put it in the words of Gartner, we have a clear and competitive advantage with our strong semantic layer. And yes, to mention the pink elephant in the room, this also includes generative AI. But I'd like you to know that in 2017, we were combining neural networks and graphs, which was supposed to be crazy. Ever since 2019, that's super cool. We started working with generative AI in 2021. We all know that's super cool now. And we're currently, for the techies in the room, experimenting with joint embedding predictive architectures, short JEPA. So that's cool in 6 months from now? You heard it from us first. What I'm trying to say is Samantha is not a one-trick pony. It's one solution for tens of your problems, and we're going to show you that. And that is Samantha, and she would obviously love for us to bring this snowboard back home. Let me reintroduce you to Malik. Since we're a band now, we're kind of like, I don't know, Simon and Garfunkel. So I'd be Art Garfunkel, but without my Paul Simon, it just doesn't work that way. But yeah. No, but honestly, what I see what Malik does as our chief of product on a daily basis, I'm convinced that every software company should have a Malik.
Thank you, Sven. It's my first time in the band. So, talking about data lakes and our customers, 80% of the data Samantha encounters are unstructured and waiting to be unlocked. This is what Samantha is really good at and can handle out of the box, really out of the box. What is about your 80%? Are you happy with it?
And as the audience, right, you could take the position, go like, yeah, this all works technically, but how do I access that information? How do I connect these systems? What's my policy? And what are my legal implications to do that?
Yes, Sven, this all goes away with the native app of Samantha in Snowflake. Samantha has the possibility to run a native app in Snowflake, especially if you add the domain experience of our partners, such as Accenture. Give that to Georg, our brilliant CTO, who has a passion of writing heartfelt love letters to processors. You get, for example, a solution for environmental, social, and governance, also known as ESG. In this case, Samantha reads through all your unstructured data within Snowflake, finds what is ESG related and what isn't, and delivers results in minutes with the help of Snowpark, or even faster with the dynamic file access. This whole solution is also featured in the latest Streamlit blog post. Please check it out.
Right over there. And to put it in the words of Matthias, who runs our operations, and I had the honor of having more than a decade of AI research with, he said, hey, customers spend roughly $250K per annum on ESG discovery alone, which is reading through a log of documentation. And you do the math on that. Snowflake alone has 7,800 customers, and ESG is more or less mandated because it's the law. And that's just one solution that Snowflake and Accenture built together in that 1 week. And we can fully automate that. It's just one of the solutions.
What does that mean for you? Samantha helps you whether you are in manufacturing, ESG-related topics, automotive, but it's not limited to that.
You guys remember the not one-trick pony I was mentioning? That's pretty much it, right? So, Denise, you could be using this for account-based marketing where you have to do all the research and stuff, like a lot of stuff you got to sift through. Same thing, same solution.
And most important, we are ready to ship. Ready to ship. Next stop, Snowflake Marketplace.
And this makes me very happy. And since we're going to have happy hour right after this, I want to make sure all of you are happy as well. So come by, hit us up at the stage. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along. Because Samantha is now available to every one of you. Thank you so much, Las Vegas. We're Malik and Sven, the Simon and Garfunkel of Snowflake. See you later.
All right, judges, what is top of mind?
Do you want to jump in?
Sure. Yeah, top of mind for me is great product, great presentation, guys, for one, and even with the ukulele. But I wonder how you think about the evolving AI world. It's moving so quickly. What is your special sauce that's going to make Samantha relevant in 6 months, 12 months, and not just get obviated by something else?
Very good question. We've gotten this question ever since 2018 because, yes, it is ever evolving. We're using a combination of these technologies. I essentially call it whatever works, or as Gartner now has a new name for it, adaptive AI and composite AI. So just combining the various technologies and, just using what's good with these parts. I mean, there's stuff LLMs can do. There's stuff that graphs can do, and just use that and combine that. So we're not really worried about that because it's essentially talking about, and I think, Brad, you mentioned that in the Besties podcast, like the application layer, right? This is where you want to provide value. Like, the other contestants, everyone here is providing value to the customer, which is the only thing that counts. And yeah.
We see this really as opportunity, the wave, the attention now for the LMMs and all the generative AI. So it's really a wave that brings us new prospects, new possibilities.
Okay, so just in terms of, again, team size, run rate, customers, just give me a snapshot of that.
20 customers, 36 people, and customers everything from large enterprises, automotives, big four, but also smaller ones.
What's the ACV for the average customer?
Around 90 to 100K a year.
Okay, and is all that today, what percentage of that is running on Snowflake?
No, not yet. This is the part we're working on with Snowflake, and which you already mentioned earlier.
So if you win, all the new customers are on Snowflake?
That's exactly the idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not all of them. I think 7,800 might be maybe too many for the first couple of months, but I guess we should be working on that. Yes.
Yes.
Have you started working on that, or have you started to move your solution as a native app and?
That is done, and we're already working with your teams with customer. We actually have with Accenture and Snowflake together a common customer process we're currently already working on. And I want to say we heavily rely on your report to push that a little further.
And for us, this is really a great possibility to scale because we struggle often by our existing customer how to get the data There's a mess of silos everywhere, and this information, this data have to be unlocked. And this is the reason why we think the integration into Snowflake is the thing that opens us the way for the growth.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we like to bring the workload to the data. That's
Correct.
good. That's a good answer.
As a startup, it's so important to focus in the beginning, and you talk about being many tricks and many use cases. Where are you focusing now? I mean,
Yeah.
This 20, yeah.
Well, we started back then, right, where we come from the research group that we spun off from university, which was a lot of automotive, a lot of text and document-based stuff, obviously, because that's what they have. Now, as of currently, with our partners, again, the Accentures, is exactly, we just showed that ESG thing, because that is a super door opener because it's mandated, and no one has a clue how to solve this besides doing it completely manual, which is also, like you guys said, this is just so much work for everyone, right? It's like, where do we even start? They got millions of documents, and the question is, so what do you do with biodiversity? And in ESG, in theory, there are 1,100 data points you can report on. In practice, only 10% of those are actually like data points, as we would see, like numbers, like CO2 and power consumption. But there's also stuff in there like, how do you treat your stuff like with your own workforce. What do you do with, again, biodiversity, stuff like that. And the right answer for how do you treat your own workforce when it comes to, LGQBT stuff, you can't say 14.6. That is not the answer. It is actual text, and this is where you need the semantic understanding. It might be 5 documents, might be 25. So that's the door opener, I guess, for us as we're working as of right now.
All right, Las Vegas, let's hear it for Samantha AI. Woo! Oh, come on, Las Vegas, let's hear it. I love it. It is a sea of people out here. It is buzzing here at Snowflake Summit. Okay, judges, before we go into the deliberation, we're going to go lightning round here. Gut check. What are your instincts telling you? Who is your favorite? Benoit, we're starting with you, and we're going rapid fire down the line.
It's very hard for me. I hate judging, so to start with, you guys have a great team. I love the teams, every of the teams. So to me, I'm looking at, what is unique and how the platform is leveraged, and I like the use case of Maxa actually a lot, but.
Listen, it's clearly anyone's game. Denise, what are your thoughts?
I'm not going to share anything right now.
I respect that. Brad, do you have an opinion right now?
Well, I'll tell you, it's impressive to see 3 companies that have raised very little capital, that have real products, real teams all over the globe, generating revenue with customers and scaling at the rate they are. So I think they're all fundable startups, and it'll be a tough choice.
Las Vegas, let's hear it for that. Come on. Good point, Brad. Chuck, from your position.
Sure, I'll say Samantha was the best singer for sure. So that was great. But seriously, I'm looking at all 3 of the finalists and thinking, what is the best business case? How can they walk in the door at the New York Stock Exchange and talk to me or the CFO and sell us to fix a problem tomorrow?
I love it. All right, Las Vegas, if you think that this is predetermined, think again. It is now time. Let the deliberations begin. Mics are off, trust me. We actually have a special VIP guest in the audience here today. Last year's winner. Please give it up for Houseware's CEO and co-founder. How does it feel to be back at Snowflake Summit?
It's great to be back in Vegas and see all of these startups pitching their startups here. And it's really an exhilarating experience to see companies building different use cases, which are so different from each other, right? So can't say more.
You went through the entire process here last year. From an executive perspective, what were your top lessons learned during that process of going through the Startup Challenge?
That's a good one. And we were just 6 months old at Houseware when we started and applied for the Startup Challenge. We won the Startup Challenge 1 year ago. It's been 18 months now, and one of the things that has happened in the 18 months is that the world has moved really quickly, right? Like, people are talking about generative AI, and that was still very early last year when we were pitching. So one of the things that is constant is that the change is going to be always there, and Snowflake is constant for us because the platform is just so powerful. So we still continue to build on Snowflake, onboarding a lot more customers. started with SaaS as our first industry, now going after retail, financial service, and a bunch of others. So always good to be back here.
For the audience that is present here today and watching from a founder's perspective, what advice would you give to those that are watching here today?
Yeah, like one of the things that I talk about a lot is as builders out here who are building on Snowflake, it's pretty much a game-changing moment for us. It's like a moment which is very similar to what 2010 was when people were going from bare metal to cloud. Now Snowflake is there where all of the data is in one place. So you can build your applications, whatever it is, in one single space, right? So day zero still, I said the same thing last year, we'll continue to say the same thing next year as well. And kudos to everyone in the audience who's building on Snowflake, native apps and everything else. Excited to be here.
Las Vegas, give it up for Houseware 2022's winner. So great to see you in person. Las Vegas, how are we feeling out here? Denise, you're looking around. Do we have consensus or you need more time? You're ready? Okay, Las Vegas, let's make some noise. It was great to be back out in the crowd. I mean, we're doing things differently here, Denise, and raising the bar. Now, everyone watching here today, I'd like to remind you again of the factors that the judges are basing their decisions on. Business potential. What is the market opportunity? Innovation. How unique is their application? Snowflake leverage. How does the startup leverage Snowflake? And as we talked about at the top of the show, the team. Does their team have the experience and ability required to execute at the next level? Las Vegas, we need some help. How are we doing? Now, I want to say congratulations to all of our finalists for making it this far. You beat out hundreds of other applications, so congratulations. Can we please give the three of them a massive round of applause? Now, we are surrounded by the data cloud ecosystem. And this snowboard represents the prestigious award that will be presented to the winning team to celebrate the achievement. A massive congratulations and a special shout out to the judges. Las Vegas, can we give the judges some love? Listen, this was a tough decision. So Las Vegas, please give us a drum roll. Judges, can you join me at the top of the stage? All right, the time has come. Benoit, can you please do the honors and announce the 2023 Snowflake Startup Challenge winner this year?
So the winner is Maxa.
Come on, Las Vegas, let's hear it. Maxa, come on stage.
Yeah. Congrats, guys.
Gentlemen, come on, Las Vegas. Woo! Congratulations, Snowflake. The bear has joined us. I know you don't have microphones, but how does it feel? Feel free to get loud. How does it feel, gentlemen?
Feels great. Feels great.
Get loud.
Feels great. Well, there's a lot of people who bet on Maxa. They came from really great careers, really great jobs, and they placed big bets. So feels really good to give them a little sense of they placed their bet at the right place.
Well, congratulations and exciting next chapter to Maxa. Las Vegas, one more time. Let's give it up. Now, before we wrap today, Benoit and Denise, I would love to hear why you picked Maxa as the grand winner here today. Benoit, would you like to start?
So one of the reasons is that it was really built in Snowflake. That was a very important criteria, and maybe Denise, you can continue on that. But the other reason to me is that it's a very indeed important problem that needs all the security and governance of Snowflake. This is your finance data, your business data. So this is a great use case indeed. That is a perfect fit for native apps. And we'll have like the team. I mean, at the same time, I feel so bad because you guys are also great, teams. But it's always hard to pick. We have to pick someone, and we did it.
You know, Denise, from your perspective, just getting to this stage is a massive accomplishment. All three of you are
Yes,
winners.
yes.
But Denise, from your perspective, crowning Maxa here today, what were your factors?
No, but they also have deep experience, in the field. They've worked in this field themselves. So we felt that was one of the key criteria as well, and they definitely feel that. And we felt that they've already been able to execute, very well. And again, they're running on Snowflake already, and we see a big demand for the use case.
Well, congratulations, Las Vegas, one more time. And also to our judges, Brad and Chuck, thank you so much for joining us. Las Vegas, come on. And for anyone watching, go start building. And for our live audience with us today, thank you so much. Thank you for your interest, support. The Data Cloud ecosystem is all around us. I'm Ryan Green. Keep building, and we'll see you next year.